Hello guys, Unrevealed Stories here. The film begins with a scene of a family. David is the name of the male, he has a wife and a son. They have the impression that something is changing outside. When they see outside the window of their house, they come to know that there is a storm outside. It was raining heavily and also thundering. Seeing it, David and his family get scared. Maybe this storm may increase. This family spends the night in the basement of the house to stay safe, but in the morning, when they come out of their house, they see that things are changed. It means the storm has destroyed everything. They see mist at a far distance. They see a lot of mist in the area for the first time. It was a surprising and shocking thing for them. The house and car of David's neighbor were destroyed. He requests them that if you are going from here, so take me with you in your car. Then they all go to the city side. But on their way, they see that the traffic is unusual. Everyone was in hurry. Then they start talking that the army is going towards the mountains where there is a lot of mist, and coming from there speedily. They also discuss that we have heard that there was a UFO crashed a few days ago. There were also aliens in it. They were killed here, they were frozen, and some people say that they are still alive. After melting they will revive. In the way, we also see other things. They will make more fear in people. It means they will collect a lot of food while going to the stores of the people. Like everything will be destroyed because of the storm. They were collecting the food items in their houses for the future, and the army was also active. Then we see an old man there, his nose was bleeding. He says to everyone that doesn't go to the place where is the mist. That place is dangerous and there is something. Meanwhile, a huge tornado comes that was made of mist. It covers the people. The people everywhere were shouting. Everyone hides in the store with their kids and families. Meanwhile, a lady speaks that my kids are alone at home. Will anybody help me? Will anybody come out with me? None helped her because everyone cares about their lives. That lady herself goes out for the sake of her kids. Now we see David's son. He was scared and was feeling cold. David says to him, my son, I will bring a blanket for you. Stay here. There were other people whom he asked for taking care of his son. He goes to bring the blanket. Here he sees that the smoke is coming out of something and he turns off that generator. But then he realizes that there is someone behind him. Someone is watching him. David immediately runs from there. When he goes out, all the staff members were talking that someone has turned off the generator. We have to turn it on. David forbids them to go there. I am telling you, there is some solid danger. They ignore him, but when the staff sees while going inside, they come to know that there is an issue with the generator that can be solved when they take it out. One of the workers says that I can make it done after going out. I am not scared of these things. Then he gradually opens the shutter so that boy can go out. But they see that there is mist outside, and then someone's tentacle comes out of that mist. It pulls that boy's leg towards it. David immediately holds that boy to save him. The octopus-like tentacle pulls that man with it. David couldn't do anything. David cut some part of its tentacle. Now those staff members tell this to everyone while going out. But the popel says to them, don't make us scared. Then they take the man to the place where was a part of the tentacle. As they touch that part with a stick, it revives. It becomes like water and comes out to join with its body or to recover. The man gets scared and says to them that you are saying right. The store in which they were, its windows and doors were made of glass. They are in danger that the creature outside can come inside, breaking the glass. And if it sees us, even then it can come inside, so they cover the glass with different things. Meanwhile, David's neighbor says that you are behaving like you are insane. How mist can harm anyone? I will go out. There were many other people with him who were not believing in the creatures. Then David ties rope to the back of a man. That I am doing this for your safety. They all go out with that David's neighbor. Meanwhile, David feels some pressure on that rope. He pulls the rope so half of the body of that man also comes with the rope. Seeing it, they all start screaming. Like this, the evening appears and then night, but they couldn't take out any solution. It was dark everywhere because the generator was off and there was no light. The people were passing time while turning on their torches. Meanwhile, they noticed that the flying bugs are sitting on the glass. Those were strange bugs. But more about it, the huge creatures to eat those bugs attract towards them. None saw that kind of creature before. Meanwhile, the people inside nix that the light is attracting those small bugs. If they all will turn off their torches, the generator was in, and to turn off the light completely was impossible. A bird breaks the mirror while eating a bug, and it bites a lady coming inside. Due to it, that lady dies. A huge bird also takes the life of a man. Now we see a boy who was about to set those birds on fire. He himself catches fire. Then we see the lady, and a flying bug was coming in front of her to kill her. But that lady starts praying and that bug goes without harming her. They all think maybe it's a good way and maybe she is a pure lady. It seems like this lady knows everything and she has a deep connection with God. The flying bugs have injured many people. They were hurting. Then David talks to some people. We have to bring medicines from the medical store to treat them. Now David and his companions reach the store, but they see a security guard is wrapped in a web. It was a weird thing, because his condition was worse, and he tells them, you should go from here. There is a huge problem. It is our fault. Many flies come out of that man's body. They throw their net on them. A spider throws its net on a leg of a man. It was a poisonous material. Because of it, his leg starts burning. He feels pain and then he dies. With him, one more man. The spider has thrown its net on his face. They were no more. Others returned from there. There was an army officer who was performing his duty on the mountains. Where did the mist appear? David asks him that, do you know about this mist, that from where did it come? He tells him that the mountains on which we were performing duty, there was a portal. We believe that these aliens and creatures are coming from that portal. The environment of that place is also like this, that's why the mist appeared here. Meanwhile, the girl who has a connection with God comes there. She always escapes through praying. She comes and says to the army officer that it is your mistake. When we were living our lives happily, then why do you interfere in God's decisions? Why did you open the portal yourself and the whole trouble comes upon us? You deserve to die. A man was standing there. He thinks that lady is right. The man makes him injured with a dagger. Now they all who were believing that lady sends that army officer out, so that the creature will eat him or takes him with it. None took pity on him. Soon a creature takes him with it and they spend a night there. They planned that they will run from here in the morning. Now in the morning, David says to his companions that we have to move from here. But the lady shows that she is pure. She says to David that you can't go with us. Otherwise, the creatures will kill us all. The companions of the lady also forbid David to come with them. They decide that to stop those aliens, we have to do one more sacrifice. This time it will be of a kid. David, here is your son who was a baby. We have to sacrifice him. David says no, never, and his companions stop them. Meanwhile, a companion of David shoots and kills her. This was his good step. That lady was trapping and taking others to the wrong path. David with his son in the lap and others go out, so that he can sit in B's car and moves from here. But then a creature comes in front of them. It kills 2-3 people. The others move in David's car and move to the house. On their way, they see that houses, cars, and everything are destroyed. When David reaches home, he was broken that there is nothing left fine in his house. Even his wife was no more. David moves forward with his car, because how can he live here now? Moving forward, a huge giant creature comes in front of his car. It was looking dreadful and has many legs. But David drives his car. Now because of continuous driving, the fuel of his car was finished. Here their lives are at risk, because the creatures were not leaving anybody outside. They talk to each other and they decide that we will never represent our bodies in front of the aliens as food. We will commit suicide, but will not let them kill us. David takes out his gun, in which there were 4 bullets. He shoots everyone and kills them. Now he was left alone. Even David has killed his son also. Then he moves towards his car and calls aliens to become their food, because he doesn't want to stay alive. Meanwhile, the army comes there and says to him that we will rescue him. We have rescued others. We know the way to control those aliens and creatures. They were burning the webs of the spiders, and were rescuing everyone while escaping from aliens. David sees that the lady is also rescued, who went out of the store to save her kids. Here David feels bad, because if he stops for some time, his son and companions would also be rescued, because the army has saved others. David has done a huge mistake to kill them. He was regretting this and he starts weeping. With it, this movie ends here.